The full moon's power doesn't fade the moment it reaches its peak. It lingers, moving quietly through your mind and body, shifting things beneath the surface. Shaolin teaches us that true mastery isn't a sudden explosion. It's patience in motion. This portal stays open, testing your inner rhythm not for minutes, but for days. In this video, I'm going to reveal 7 surprising after effects of the full moon portal happening between August 10th and 13, 2025. These aren't the usual moon energy cliches. We'll dive deep into how this energy interacts with your life force, how it stirs parts of yourself you didn't know were waiting to be seen, and how Shaolin wisdom guides you through this hidden terrain. You'll learn why the moon's lingering presence can feel unsettling or confusing, and why that's actually a sign of growth. We'll explore how your mind and emotions are subtly shifting, even when you think everything feels normal. Most importantly, you'll discover how to work with this energy using simple but powerful mindfulness practices and personal mastery techniques drawn from Shaolin tradition. If you've ever felt restless or pulled in different directions after a full moon, this video will help you understand what's really happening. Stay with me until the end, and you'll have tools to not just survive this window, but to transform through it. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, a place where ancient wisdom meets modern life. If you want to walk this path of self-mastery with clarity and strength, subscribe now. Your journey through the hidden side of the full moon starts here. There's a silence after a deep breath, a stillness that feels both heavy and alive. The full moon's energy works much the same way. It lingers in your body and mind long after the bright light has faded. It's not always obvious at first. You might feel restless or find your thoughts circling in places you thought were settled. This is the energy clinging like that breath held too long, waiting to be released. Shaolin mindfulness teaches us to meet this lingering energy with quiet attention, without rushing to fix or push it away. Instead of reacting, we observe. What surfaces are often small tensions, hidden beneath the surface, subtle knots in the mind, tightness in the body you didn't notice before. Sometimes it's discomfort, sometimes it's a quiet invitation to pay attention. There was a time I noticed this clearly during training. After a long day, my body ached, my mind felt restless, but I didn't force movement or distraction. I simply sat, breathing into the discomfort. Over time, I saw that these sensations weren't obstacles but messages. The energy wasn't random, it was pointing to places inside me that needed care or deeper understanding. This is what the full moon's residue does. It reveals what's been ignored or hidden. Like water slowly shaping stone, it gently exposes what we resist or avoid. Shaolin practice helps us hold this space without judgment, without labeling the sensations as good or bad. That balance creates room for growth. In those quiet moments, you begin to notice the subtle shifts, the loosening of tension, the softening of thoughts, the awakening of something deeper beneath the surface. This is where true mastery begins, not in controlling the energy, but in listening to it. The full moon doesn't just illuminate the world around us, it casts light into the darkest corners within. There are parts of ourselves we keep hidden, tucked away in shadows we dare not face. Yet, the moon's glow reaches even there, inviting us to step into that darkness and meet what lives inside. Shaolin philosophy doesn't teach avoidance. It calls for courage, the discipline to look directly at the shadow self. This isn't about pushing those parts away or pretending they don't exist. True mastery begins when we bring these hidden aspects into the open, not to punish or reject, but to understand and transform. There's an old story from the Shaolin tradition about a monk who faced his fears not with swords or fists, but with patient awareness. He sat quietly with his inner turmoil, letting the shadows reveal themselves one by one. At first, the darkness seemed overwhelming, but over time, it became a mirror, reflecting truths he hadn't seen before. This encounter didn't weaken him, it forged his strength. Inner mastery is not about a flawless self, but about embracing complexity. The shadow holds our fears, doubts, and old wounds, but also untapped potential. When discipline guides us to meet these parts calmly, they lose their power to control us. Instead, they become fuel for growth, a doorway to greater wholeness. The full moon's light reminds us that darkness is not the enemy. It is a necessary companion on the path to awakening. The ancient way shows us that transformation is not a battle to be won, but a dance between light and shadow, an ongoing process that deepens our presence and expands our spirit. Qi is often misunderstood as a sudden burst of power, like a lightning strike. But in truth, it moves quietly, like a gentle stream weaving through the landscape of your body. It's subtle, steady, and patient. This is the energy that Shaolin masters learn to sense and guide, not by force but by careful attention and discipline. During the days following the full moon portal, this subtle flow shifts. You might feel it as a slight restlessness, a tension that comes and goes, or even a sudden calm that surprises you. These sensations aren't random. They are your internal compass adjusting, recalibrating in response to the lunar energy's influence. There's an old teaching that says, listen to your body as you would listen to a wise friend. It speaks in whispers, not shouts. When the qi moves differently, it's inviting you to slow down, to become more present. Rather than chasing quick fixes or dramatic changes, the path calls for patience and openness to subtle signals. A Shaolin monk once described this process as tuning a stringed instrument. If the string is too tight or too loose, the music is off. Qi is like that string. The full moon's energy gently nudges it, seeking harmony. The master's role is to feel these shifts and respond with calm balance, adjusting breath, posture, or focus to bring everything back into alignment. This is the heart of inner mastery, not forcing energy, but flowing with it. Discipline isn't about control over qi, but about sensitivity to its rhythms. Through this quiet recalibration, you connect more deeply with your own nature, and the energy of the world moves through you with grace. Repetition is a quiet prison. We live many days on autopilot, caught in the same loops of thought and behavior. Shaolin discipline teaches that true freedom begins with awareness, seeing these cycles clearly so they no longer control us. The full moon portal acts like a sharpened blade cutting through fog. It doesn't create new challenges. It reveals the ones already there, hidden beneath the surface. Automatic thoughts arise. Old patterns replay. You might catch yourself reacting without thinking, feeling stuck in habits that no longer serve you. This heightened awareness is not a punishment. It's an invitation, a chance to step off the treadmill and look at the patterns with fresh eyes. The Shaolin path encourages patience here, not harsh judgment. It's about observing your mind and actions like a calm witness, noticing where you falter, where you repeat. There's an ancient teaching about a river that flows in circles, trapped by its own banks. To find new direction, the river must first see its boundary. Only then can it carve a new path. The full moon's energy helps you find those boundaries in your mind, the mental loops that keep you limited. Discipline in this moment isn't about forcing change, but about staying present long enough to catch these cycles. That presence alone begins to weaken their hold. With gentle but firm attention, you create space for new choices to emerge. Breaking repetition is the foundation of mastery. It frees the mind and body from patterns that weigh down the spirit. The portal's energy is a rare moment to see clearly, and with that clarity, the path forward becomes possible. The world is a rush of noise and movement, a storm of distractions pulling us every direction. But the full moon portal invites something different. It calls for stillness, a quiet center where power is not shouted but felt deeply. This stillness is the place where true strength is born. There's a story from the Shaolin tradition about a warrior who faced an overwhelming army. He did not charge forward with fury. Instead, he stood still, calm as the mountain. In that stillness, he found clarity. The chaos around him became background noise, powerless against the steady presence he held within. Stillness is not emptiness, it's a space alive with awareness. It's the pause between breaths where insight grows, where energy gathers without rush. The full moon's energy stirs the surface, but the real work happens beneath, in the quiet depths of your being. Ancient masters knew this well. They trained the body to move swiftly, but the mind to remain unmoved, like water that does not resist but flows around obstacles. This balance between movement and stillness is at the heart of Shaolin discipline. During this portal, the temptation is to react, to chase feelings, to seek answers in noise. But true mastery is in resisting that urge. It's in returning again and again to the still point inside. There, beneath the moon's glow and the world's clamor, your power gathers quietly. In that calm, you find your center, you become less shaken by external tides. The full moon's noise fades, and what remains is your unshakable core, a power that doesn't need to shout to be known. Pressure reveals what's hidden beneath the surface. The days following the full moon portal act like a test, not of strength alone, but of resilience. Shaolin wisdom teaches that resilience isn't something we're born with. It's forged in the fire of discomfort and challenge. There's a story of a young monk who struggled with pain during his training. Rather than running from it, he stayed with the discomfort, breathing through it, observing it without fear. Over time, his body and mind grew stronger, not because the pain disappeared, but because he learned to meet it with calm acceptance. Discomfort is often seen as a signal to escape. Yet, in the Shaolin way, it's a teacher. When faced directly, discomfort becomes a doorway. It strips away illusions of control and forces us to root ourselves in the present moment. This process builds a quiet strength that no easy path can provide. The full moon portal can stir up emotions, doubts, or physical sensations that feel heavy or unsettling. This is not a flaw or failure. It's part of the pressure test. The ancient path reminds us to lean into these moments with discipline. Avoidance only prolongs struggle. Facing discomfort, even in small ways, reshapes us. Resilience grows like muscle, strengthened by repeated effort. Each time you breathe through difficulty without resistance, you train your mind and body to hold steady when the next challenge comes. The full moon's energy amplifies this process, offering a rare chance to practice endurance on a deeper level. This is the heart of inner mastery, not avoiding hardship, but transforming it. The pressure of these days is not meant to break you. It's designed to build a foundation strong enough to carry you through whatever lies ahead. Restlessness can feel like a restless wind inside, stirring the calm waters of the mind. After the full moon portal opens, this energy often sweeps through, urging you to pause and take stock. It's not random unease. It's a subtle invitation to check your life's direction, to ask whether you're truly aligned with your purpose. The challenge is that restlessness can be confusing. It blurs the line between genuine calling and distraction. The world offers countless pulls, urgent messages, fleeting desires, noise dressed as opportunity. Ancient teachings remind us that clarity doesn't come from chasing every impulse, but from mindful attention to what stirs the soul deeply and persistently. There's an old Shaolin story of a monk who faced many tempting paths during his journey. Each promise of quick success or easy comfort beckoned loudly, but he learned to listen beyond the surface noise. Through daily mindfulness, quiet moments of watching breath and thought, he began to discern which urges were true calls and which were mere distractions. Discerning this difference requires patience and steady practice. It's like watching the sky during a storm. Some clouds pass quickly, darkening the view only briefly. Others gather slowly, signaling real change. The restless energy from the moon can stir both kinds. Inner mastery grows when you learn to sit with this unrest without reacting impulsively. Discipline is the skill to hold still, breathe deeply, and observe which feelings persist beyond the initial rush. This pause creates space for deeper insight. When you cultivate this clarity, restlessness transforms from chaos into guidance. It becomes a compass pointing toward your next step, one that honors your true path instead of pulling you into noise. Control is often seen as holding on tight, gripping the reins so nothing slips away. Yet, Shaolin wisdom shows a different path. True control comes through surrender. It's a paradox, but one at the heart of mastery. Letting go doesn't mean weakness. It means trusting the natural flow beneath the surface and moving with it, not against it. The full moon portal shines a light on this lesson. During this time, energy feels intense and urgent. The instinct is to clamp down, to force outcomes, to grasp for certainty. But this only tightens the knots inside, blocking the very flow you need. The moon's energy invites you to soften your grip instead, to release control enough to let life move through you. There's a story from Shaolin tradition about a bamboo stalk bending in the wind. When the storm hits, it doesn't resist. It yields, bending with grace, only to rise again stronger once the storm passes. The rigid tree breaks, but the flexible bamboo endures. This is the nature of surrender, not surrender to defeat, but to the flow of life. Mastery is not about forcing every step, but about learning when to push and when to yield. Discipline helps you recognize this balance. It trains you to sense the subtle currents beneath your intentions and to adjust accordingly. In this way, surrender becomes a form of control, an active choice to flow rather than fight. The full moon portal encourages this dance. As you loosen your tight grasp, you open space for new possibilities, fresh energy, and effortless movement. Here, mastery breathes, quiet, flexible, and alive. Every moment carries weight beyond what we see. What happens now during this full moon portal sets ripples in motion that stretch far into the future. The energy you work with today isn't just fleeting. It lingers, shaping the path ahead like a stone dropped into still water. Shaolin practice teaches that transformation is never rushed. Mastery grows slowly through patient repetition and disciplined care. The same is true for intentions planted in this sacred time. This portal offers a rare window where your focus has extra power, but that power unfolds over days, weeks, even months. There's an old teaching about the seasons and the farmer's work. The farmer does not demand immediate fruit from the seed. Instead, they prepare the soil carefully, plant with intention, and tend the land with consistent care. The harvest comes in its own time. So too with personal growth. The seeds you plant now require patience and steady attention. The energy now is fertile ground. Use it not for quick fixes or grand declarations, but for clear, humble intentions that align with your deeper purpose. Let your goals be like a quiet flame, tended daily by your actions and mindset. Discipline here means showing up consistently, even when progress feels slow or invisible. It's the quiet work behind the scenes, the meditation, the mindful breath, the choices made in stillness that nurtures these seeds. In time, these intentions will take root and grow strong. What seems small today will shape your life in ways you can't yet see. This is the essence of Shaolin wisdom. Transformation is a journey, not a sprint. Trust the process, tend your inner garden, and watch how the ripples unfold. The full moon portal isn't just a brief event in the sky. It's an extended invitation to look inward and deepen your practice of self-mastery. It asks for patience, for quiet awareness, and for the kind of steady discipline that Shaolin teaches. Transformation doesn't happen all at once. It unfolds slowly, like the rise and fall of the tide, shaping us in ways we might only notice with time. The energy you feel now may be subtle, even easy to overlook. But if you learn to tune in, those small shifts become powerful guides on your path. They remind you that real growth comes from presence, not force, from gentle observation, not resistance. Take this lesson into your daily life. When restlessness stirs or discomfort rises, meet it with calm and curiosity. Let the stillness you cultivate carry you through moments of challenge. Remember, mastery is a journey, not a destination. Thank you for joining us here at Shaolin Soulfire. If you found value in this teaching, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Walk this path with us, and together we'll continue to explore the quiet power within and beyond the full moon's glow.